Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, I'm going to tell you the best loans to help you quit your job. Now, I know I made a recent video and I told you don't quit your job, but there was a reason. There's a strategy to actually quitting your job, okay? And the reason you want to do this strategy is so that way you're not worried about getting your bills paid, okay? You're not worried about not making rent or not being able to pay your car payment. So that's the reason why I told you just don't quit your job, all right? So the thing about it, for most people, they don't know how to quit their job. They get upset with their job, they hate their job, but they don't know how to quit their job. So I'm gonna tell you the best strategy and how to make sure when you quit your job, you have access to money, all right? To be able to make sure that your bills are paid while you do your next venture, whether it's going to be starting a new job or starting a business. But I'm going to tell you, so check this out. Now, here's the thing about it. Most people, they quit their job because of the stress, right? They quit their job because of the stress. They hate the job, then they feel that they're overweight and not enough pay. Well, that word I just used, stress, that itself can give you some leverage to actually quitting your job. And how you play that leverage, you would go to the doctor and you request them to put you under a stress leave. Yes, they can put you under stress leave. Some people do FMLA, but have them to put you under stress leave. This way, your job is protected, all right? Now, here's the thing about it. Why would you want them to put you under stress leave? Like I said, you're overstressed, you hate your job. But there's a bigger reason, and the reason is because you're getting ready to position yourself for the next level. Okay, so that next level could be a better paying job. The next level could be starting your own business. But you're gonna need money for that. Morning.
Morning.
So here's the thing about it. What you wanna do, all right, is before you quit your job, you wanna file exempt with your W-4, all right? This is going to give you an increase in income. So that way the federal income tax won't be taken out of your check. And you want that to be done for at least 90 to 120 days, okay? Now, pay attention and stick with me because I'm telling you the game and I'm gonna tell you how it's played and how I help my clients play it, all right? Now, here's the thing about it. That's going to give you an increase of income. Then you wanna go to places like findhelp.org, right? Especially depending on if you already struggling to pay your bills and stuff, you want to go to places like findhelp.org. And so what that does, they actually will give you resources. You put in your zip code, they will give you resources for different places that help pay your rent and utilities and things of that nature. So that's the reason why you want to go there, okay? So you got three things already, right? You're gonna do a stress leave for 90 days. You're gonna do a file exempt for 90 to 120 days. And then you're gonna do find help, all right? That's your first thing, all right? Now, here's the reason why you wanna do that. Because you wanna position yourself to where you can at least have your bills paid up for at least 6 months to a year. And so how you do that, you would call up your utility company, okay? And so you may have money in a 401k or something like that. And you would call up your utility company, like gas, water, and stuff like that. And you would ask them how much utilities you use from that time period up to this time period for a year, from last year up to this year. And so you would prorate that either by 6 months or a year and pay that up front, right? Now, again, you're doing this because within the next 90 to 120 days, you're going to be getting away from that job. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you the loans that you want to go to. And the reason that you want to go to these loans, because these loans are going to give you the best leverage. And no, it's not Navy Federal. No, it's not Penn Fed. Okay? Those aren't the lenders you want to look at. All right? Because they don't give you the leverage you need. All right? Now, here's the thing about it. You also should, and if I were you, I would register a business. The reason that you want to register a business, especially if you're going to be kicking off your side hustle and you're going to be starting your side hustle full time, you want to make sure that that money is not paid under your social, but you want that money paid under your EIN, okay? That's going to give you the most leverage. These guys playing golf. I'm walking around this lake. I hope they don't be the traditional type of individuals and decide, hey, let's be funny and let me hit a ball over there because I have to be funny. And well, anyway, that being said, is reason that you don't want Navy Federal and Penn Fed, because they're not going to help you in this strategy. All right, that's the reality of it. Okay, just giving you the info right there. Now, here's the thing about it. You done got your bills prorated. Now, what you want to do is, remember I told you guys about State Department Federal Credit Union, okay? This is a game changer for a lot of people. A lot of people are not aware of this because with State Department Federal Credit Union, they give you a personal loan up to $100,000, okay? Minimum qualification for their personal loans is a 620 credit score, all right? So that's the reason why, I hope you all don't mind me taking a moment sitting down by this lake and explaining it to you. All right, see the lake? It's a catch and release lake, for those of you that don't know. It's a catch and release lake. No, I'm not in Hawaii, for some of you all are wondering. I'm in San Diego, all right? But that being said, they offer loans up to $100,000, minimum 620 credit score, all right? Now, the reason why they are important, and they can be very strategic, and I have 4 other lenders, plus I'm gonna tell you exactly the easiest businesses that you actually wanna start with this type of money, okay, to really help you get a jump start, all right? Now, they give you loans up to 90 days and no payments, all right? So that's one of the reasons. But I want you all to really do some math here. Most people make only about $120 to maybe $180 a day, okay? So some people aren't even making $100 a day. If they're making what, 12 bucks an hour at $8, and it's $96, right? So a lot of people are only making $96 a day. This is the reason why this strategy will work for so many people in the way that you leverage it, okay? Now, that being said, that was State Department Federal Credit Union. They use Experian Mortgage 2 credit score. Now, here's another credit union, all right? And with this credit union, even though they don't go up to 100,000, they will give you at least 10,000 and with a 620 credit score. And that's with Justice Credit Union, okay? It's easy to join them. They give you 10,000 for 90 days. They pull TransUnion. Now, that's about the lowest one on here. Then you have a credit union called South Bay Credit Union, okay? They give loans up to 90 days, okay? No payments. Loans up to 90 days, no payments. That's South Bay, all right? Then you have Chevron. Chevron also offers loans up to 90 days, no payments. See, the reason, again, that you want these type of loans is because it's giving you that 90-day gap where you don't have to worry about paying back the loan, right? And so you being able to take that money and start your business or start your side hustle to be able to leverage this. All right. Now, there's another credit union. It's called Centric Credit Union. They offer personal loans up to 90 days. All right. Now, again, 620. Well, for some of you all, you may be wondering, well, what about people like me that don't have a 620 credit score? Where do I go to? Well, here's the thing about it. I was trying to point out loans that you can get that don't pay for 90 days. But for those of you that don't have that 620 loan, it's easy, because with these here credit unions, you can add like authorized users, you can add rental payments, you can add utilities, and subscriptions to boost up the credit score to get you up to a 620 credit score. Okay, so that's the reason why I didn't point those out. And those loans that I'm talking about, like you have low credit finance, they offer loans up to $50,000. However, the thing about it is that as soon as you get the loan, then 30 days later, you have to start paying it back. So that's the reason why I wasn't targeting. Now, granted, their interest rates are very favorable, because it's 5.99 up to 35.99. So that's a good thing about it. Then you have a Universal Credit that offers loans up to $50,000. You have to have at least 2 trade lines on your credit file. Credit files to be 2 years old. Okay. Now, they don't do a hard inquiry for those 2 loans I just mentioned. They don't do a hard inquiry. Now, a good thing about it with the DTI, the debt to income ratio, does play a factor. Okay. So the debt to income ratio is usually not going over that 55% debt to income ratio. However, with low credit finance, Universal Credit, if you want to look at Upstart, which I'm not a big fan of Upstart, like I said, it's too many barriers with them, and then the amount of money they give you, trust me, you have to have a higher income. And so what I mean by a higher income, your income usually with them has to be at least about $45,000. All right. However, their debt to income ratio is 75%. Okay. So you have Avant loans. They offer loans as well. Again, working with a 580 credit score, but the income has to be about $35,000. They say usually making about $1,200 a month. I would tell you income should be about $35,000. Now their loans go up to $35,000 as well. However, 70% DTI, so you can have a high debt to income ratio with a low credit score with those. Again, those type of loans, the reason they're not the most favorable for doing this here tactic, especially when you're trying to quit your job, because you have to start worrying about paying the loan back right away. So that's the reason why I did not want to mention those loans. Okay. Now, here's the thing about it. If you all seen my video about the $25,000 credit cards, okay, the $25,000 credit cards, then go look at that video. All right. The reason is because I told you all, especially a lot of people trying to get into real estate, a lot of people trying to do Airbnb arbitrage, right? So here's the thing about it. Why do the Airbnb arbitrage? Why you have to find somebody that's willing to partner with you? Then you have to come up with the money to buy the furniture for staging and stuff like that. Then you have to be responsible for the tenant and all those things. One of the easiest way, and like I said, you should go look up the video because it gives more details, is that instead of doing Airbnb arbitrage, go and look at my video, because what I tell you about, there's companies like Redweek, REDWEEK, where people are practically giving away their timeshares because they don't want to deal with the maintenance, right? And you can buy these timeshares, and then you can buy extra weeks. And then like for different events and stuff like that, you can actually buy certain weeks, and you can sell those weeks at premium dollar. So I think that's a great way to get around doing the Airbnb arbitrage. So that's one type of business. All right. Now, another type of business that people would do when they get this type of loan, you may want to start a medical carrier business, right, with your own vehicle and stuff. So giving you leverage and stuff. There's a lot of company or small package delivery companies and stuff like that that will actually give you the opportunity. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. Some of these package delivery companies, you can use a rental car. So that, again, that's the reason I said structuring your business properly, then renting a car under your business, so that car payment actually becomes a write-off under the business, and you can put as many miles on it, and your insurance is lower. Okay. Now, some people may want to do Turo, and that's fine too. You know, going to little auctions and buying cars and stuff like that. You know, especially now, like a lot of people was doing wanting to buy Teslas. Right now, Teslas are real cheap. So being able to get a $20,000-$25,000 loan, buying practically a brand new Tesla and putting it on Turo can bring you in some good money for those of you, you know. Or taking that $20,000-$25,000, you probably be able to go to auction. You can probably get you 2 cars that with low mileage and stuff and put those on Turo. All right. Now, those are just some business idea. Also, one of the advantages to actually using these credit unions is that with that inquiry, guess what you're able to do? Not only the personal loan, but you may use that inquiry to get a credit card from these credit unions. Now, the type of credit card that you want to get from these type of credit unions, you want to look for the credit cards that actually give you starting out at least $5,000. Okay, and so that usually would be like a Visa Cash Reward signature card. You have your Visa Infinite card, like Andrews Credit Union, black-owned credit union, Andrews Federal Credit Union, black-owned credit. They have the titanium card for $5,000. However, again, their personal loans, they don't give you 90 days to make your first payment. So, you know, it's a give-take type of situation to understand it. Now, again, going back to those original credit unions that I talked about, again, using those inquiries to get a loan, get a credit card, and if you need a vehicle, you can also use that same inquiry to get a vehicle. You see how that works in your favor? So you have one credit union giving you multiple loans to help you jumpstart your business, or to position you to where it helps you quit your job. All right. Now, some of the other businesses that you may want to consider. All right. Affiliate marketing. The thing about it, a lot of people don't understand. There's so many ways to deal with affiliate marketing. A lot of people know about creating a video, a response video to a product and stuff, putting it on Amazon. When people look at that video, guess what? You get paid for it. Then, when you create a YouTube channel, somebody looks at your YouTube channel, they're looking at their product and stuff, and they like the review on it. Guess what they do? Money. They end up buying that product through your affiliate link, either from Amazon or wherever you demonstrating it from, right? So you're making money off of that product. And plus, you're making income because of the video through YouTube. You see what I'm saying? So you're making video multiple ways. Now, all that money is being deposited into your registered business. And so that money being deposited into your registered business, it actually helps your business bank ready so that you can start transitioning over to getting business funding. And so with the business funding, you're able to expand your business, right? So that's the reason why I continue to tell you guys is that there's always a strategy to doing things the correct way. Instead of just quitting your job, putting together a strategy to where you know that you're not going to be worried about not being able to pay the bills. You're not going to be worried about not being able to miss a car payment or miss a meal, right? The reason I'm telling you this stuff is that I've used this plan. I strategically mastered it, and I had started sharing it with other people. And they started quitting their job because they positioned themselves after they realized how much money they was actually making from their job. Like I said, most people, they're making anywhere from $100 a day to maybe $160 a day, and you stressed over that job when you can be making that money any other way without the stress. So that's the reason why, like I said, I told you in the last video, do not quit your job. It's a strategy in terms of the way you quit your job. Trust me. Now, there's other ways you can make money as well. You may want to become a reseller, okay? Or you may want to do private labeling of certain products and stuff and putting your company name to build up your brand and stuff like that. You know, so there's other ways for you to actually make money. All right. Now, you also have, we talked about the car auction, we talked about Turo, and we talked about the medical carrier. All right. But there's so many other ways that you can easily make that $120 a day without having to be stressed out at that job that you hate going to. It's not the job itself. Most of the time, people do not like the environment, right? And I hope this video helps you. And I ask you guys, if I can get at least 1,000 likes to help push the video up, to actually start, so people can actually understand there is options for you, okay? You don't have to just sit at that job, but you have to make a strategic plan to exit that job. That way you can enjoy your life. You don't have to always be stressed out, frustrated, don't like your boss, don't like your co-workers. Hey, I get it. I was there. That's the reason I made the switch. That's the reason I had changed, because I didn't want to be in that environment anymore. And once I calculated the dollars, I realized my health was more important than those dollars. My freedom of choice was more important than those dollars, right? So I hope this video helps you all. Again, I wish you all can help me get some of my videos up to 1,000 likes so the algorithm can push it out, because there's a lot of people, again, that needs this, that needs to understand this strategy. And I hope that you are willing to share it with them. All right. So it helps me as well, because I'm doing my walking and getting my exercise in. I guess I'll be going back to pack up to go home. I go home for a few days. Then I go to Vegas for a few days. Then I go back home for a few weeks. Then I leave again. So I don't know where I'm going from that point. They'll tell me though. But nonetheless, I hope this helps you guys. I appreciate you rocking with me, supporting me and everything. You know, I understand it's a scary time. It's aggravating, it's frustrating every time you turn on any type of device. Most of the time you're going to be first with negative things. So I'm trying to give you something positive the way you really can actually understand your situation. But just remember, most people they're not making a whole lot of money anyway. They're making just a few dollars, whatever. So even a business, and a lot of people starting to do day trading. So that's also an option for you guys as well that want to take that 90 days off and learn how to day trade, understand what you're trading and stuff. There's a lot of brothers that teach you, even if you're making, I tell you what, even if you're making, like I said, $100 a day at home in your own environment versus being somewhere else, stressed out, always have to worry about other people saying stuff about you, then hey, that's an option. But just realize that you do have options. There's plenty of opportunity out here. You know, you just have to make the decision. All right. So I hope this helps you. If you guys have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule one-on-one consultation. Thank you.